A narrative monologue in the voice of Rachel Carson. Man is a part of nature, and his war against nature is inevitably a war against himself. I spoke those words in a time when it was still radical to say such a thing. When nature was seen largely as a backdrop, a passive resource to be exploited for economic gain, I said, no, I warned, that our conquest of the earth was not progress, but peril. It was not advancement, but arrogance. And it would not end with poisoned rivers or dead birds. It would end with our own undoing. In the 1960s, we stood at a crossroads. Pesticides like DDT were hailed as miracles of modern science, and yet I saw the silence of spring approaching, the birds gone, the bees collapsing, the balance breaking. Silent Spring was not simply a book title, it was a forecast, a requiem for the interwoven song of life that sustains us. What disturbed me was not only the chemicals themselves, but the mentality that produced them, a mentality that placed man above nature rather than within it. I wrote in resistance, not to science, but to the abuse of it, not to progress, but to the blindness it carried when unmoored from conscience. I was called alarmist, emotional, even unpatriotic. But I believed then, and I believe now, that truth must speak even if its voice trembles. That love of life, of earth, of our shared home, is not weakness. It is wisdom. That quote, then, was not poetry. It was a diagnosis. Man's war against nature, whether through chemicals, pollution, deforestation, or unchecked industrial expansion, is ultimately a civil war. For we are nature. We are the trees we cut, the air we taint, the water we poison. When we lay waste to the earth, we lay waste to ourselves. And now? Now, the stakes are even greater. Climate collapse looms not as theory, but as lived reality. Species vanish daily. Oceans rise while glaciers fall. The fevered earth groans under our footprint, and still some call it exaggeration. But I tell you, this is no longer a warning. This is a reckoning. The same blindness persists today in subtler forms, in the illusion that sustainability is a marketing term, in the belief that technology alone will save us, even as it extracts and consumes, in the comfortable notion that the environment is someone else's concern. I speak to you now as one voice among many who love this earth not for its utility, but for its wonder. And I say this: you must remember who you are, not rulers of the earth, but residents, not separate from nature, but expressions of it. You must reawaken the sense of awe, the kind that pauses before the curve of a coastline, the rustle of leaves, the dignity of a bee. And you must act, not out of guilt, but out of reverence. Plant not only trees, but ideas. Preserve not only land, but conscience. Teach your children not just about the planet, but about kinship with all life. Do not be lulled by delay or denial. The time is not tomorrow, it is now. The solutions are many: renewable energy, regenerative farming, rewilding landscapes, protecting indigenous knowledge. But all begin in one place: the shift from dominion to humility. That is what I meant. That is what I still mean. Man is not above nature, he is nature. And if he forgets that, if he breaks that bond with the living world, he breaks himself. Let this not be a silent spring. Let it be a conscious one. Let the chorus of creation endure, not in memory, but in presence. You have the power, but only if you remember, to war with nature is to war with your own soul. Rachel Carson.